Jake's journey through the fog. A lesson in perseverance. Struggling with school, Jake sat at his desk, staring at his homework. His math book was open, but the numbers and equations looked like a scrambled mess. I just don't get this. I'm not good at school. What's the point? He muttered, pushing his paper aside. Jake loved playing racing games, where he could speed down tracks, make tight turns, and cross the finish line. In those games, he felt in control. But school? It felt like a race he could never win. Why should I keep racing if I'm already so far behind? That night, frustrated and overwhelmed, Jake decided to escape into his favorite racing game. He picked up his controller, hoping to clear his mind. A mysterious race begins. As soon as he started the game, something strange happened. The screen flickered, the controller buzzed in his hands, and suddenly, whoosh! Jake found himself inside a race car. The road ahead was covered in thick fog, and his headlights barely lit the way. He gripped the steering wheel, heart pounding. What's happening? I can't see where I'm going, Jake shouted. Then, a calm, steady voice spoke from the car's dashboard. I'm Beam, your headlight. You don't need to see the whole road. Just focus on what's right in front of you. Jake swallowed hard. He couldn't see the finish line, but with the beam of light guiding him, he cautiously pressed the gas pedal. Lesson 1. Why you should keep going. As he drove, Beam's voice filled the car again. Jake, school might feel like this fog. You can't see where it's leading yet, but every step forward matters. Jake's hands tightened on the wheel. But what if I'm not good at school? What if I never catch up? Think of it like this race. At first, you didn't know the road ahead. But the more you drive, the clearer it gets. Learning works the same way. The more you try, the better you get. Little by little, Jake's confidence grew. He navigated sharp turns, trusting the beam of light to guide him. Maybe school isn't about knowing everything right away. Maybe it's about learning little by little, like in this race. Lesson 2. How to feel better when school feels hard. The fog began to thin, and Jake could see more of the road ahead. He had made progress. You know, Jake, struggling doesn't mean you're failing. Even the best racers hit bumps in the road. But my grades aren't great, Jake sighed. Instead of focusing on the grades, focus on effort. Did you try your best? Did you learn something new? Small improvements matter, just like shaving a few seconds off your lap time in a race. Jake thought about it. Maybe instead of feeling bad about his grades, he could set small goals, like getting one more question right on his next quiz. If I keep improving little by little, maybe I'll get better over time. Lesson 3. What you can do to improve. As Jake steered through another turn, Beam gave him one last piece of advice. You don't need to conquer the whole race in one go. Set small, achievable goals, one turn at a time. Like breaking my homework into smaller tasks. Jake asked. Exactly. And don't forget, rest is just as important. Even race cars need fuel and pit stops. Jake laughed. He had never thought about it like that before. Maybe if he planned his work better and got enough rest, school wouldn't feel so overwhelming. The fog completely cleared now. The road stretched wide ahead of him, bright and open. You are capable of more than you think. Jake felt a rush of confidence as he continued driving. See? You made it through. You're capable of more than you think. Jake smiled. The race had felt impossible at first, but step by step, he had made it through. Maybe school is like that too. Even if I don't see where it's leading yet, every step forward matters. Back to reality. Suddenly, Jake was back in his room, controller in hand. His heart was still racing from the adventure. The next day at school, he didn't feel as overwhelmed. He took things one step at a time, just like in the race. And as he worked through his assignments, he reminded himself, even if the road feels foggy, I can keep going. I am capable of more than I think. The end.
It sat down, feeling low. Math was hard, the work was slow. He thought I just can't win this race, but soon he found a brand new place. Keep going, don't give up. The road ahead might feel too Jake was lost, filled with fear. And Dean said, just look ahead. One turn at a time, he said. Keep going, don't give up. The road ahead might feel too tough. One small step, one little try. Soon you'll see you're flying high. Small steps turn into miles. Keep on going, keep those smiles. Even when the road gets steep, trust yourself and take that leap. Back at school, Jake felt strong. Now he knew he could belong. He whispered, I'll keep going too. And guess what? So can you. Keep going, don't give up. The road ahead might feel too tough. One small step, one little try. Soon you'll see you're flying high.